Hey everybody, John Knepper, the Trust and Connection Maximizer. I was a professional educator for 35 years. I taught school. I was a band director, and I would get the kids around in a circle on the first day of school, and I would ask a question. And the question I asked was this one: what's the one thing you want me to know about you? Now, there were several reasons for asking this question. One, it was a get to know you kind of question. I was going to get to know them, at least one thing about them. They were going to get to know each other, at least one thing, and they were maybe going to get to know at least one thing about me. There was another reason for asking this question too, because it was going to start building connections from each other with each other right from the beginning on the very first day of classes. The third reason, and this is the biggest one, is we started building layers of trust. And the more levels and layers of trust that we built, the more we were going to be successful in working with each other, in supporting each other, in making music for an entire year. I learned some really interesting things in those questions. One person told me that she was deathly afraid of spiders. Now, that might not be a big deal in a normal school. Our school took our kids to camp. She needed us to know that please don't play tricks on me with a spider in my bed or whatever, because it's really going to scare me. And it could have had a negative effect. The students could have taken advantage of that. The really cool thing is they didn't take advantage. They said, don't worry, we got your back. There was another girl who said, I don't like wearing the color orange. Every time after that, I thought, oh my gosh, am I wearing orange? Is she going to be upset about that? Well, it wasn't that. She did not want to wear the color orange. Now, that didn't matter unless we were going to ask her to wear orange as part of our uniform. Fortunately, we didn't have to. But I learned interesting things about how I could support them, be with them, understand them, what made them tick, what kinds of things they liked or disliked, and it really helped me. There's some ground rules for this. You need to be sincere. You need to be sincere in asking this question, what's the one thing I want to know about you? And you need to ask for them to be honest and sincere in their answers as well, because that is going to establish trust. And remember, you might want to tell them, only share the one thing with us that you feel comfortable in us knowing. If it's something really personal and you're not prepared to trust us with that yet, don't worry about it. Don't do it. Don't share it unless you're really comfortable. Another thing is that you need to seek permission to ask questions. Hey, I'm really interested in what you said. Can I ask you a couple more questions about that? Now, if the person says, yes, that's great, go ahead and ask more questions. If the person says, I'd like to leave it sit with just you knowing that one thing about me without me having to explain it, and then let it go at that. The other thing is that you have to promise never to use their answers negatively or for personal gain. And you have to really mean that promise. Here's another one. You have to be willing to share your one thing. Because again, they're sharing with you things they want you to know. You need to share something with them, something that you want them to know about you, because it works all together. They trust each other, they trust you, they connect with each other, they connect with you, and you connect with them. This is a great question as a team building exercise. It's a great question in an interview. What's the one thing you want me to know about you for this job? It's a great thing in personal relationships. It works. It is simply this. What's the one thing you want me to know about you? I'm John Knepper.